Lauren's SUV sliced through the darkness along the lonely edge of Highway 86, headlights barely illuminating the winding asphalt ahead as she blinked away exhaustion and gripped the steering wheel tighter with every passing mile. The hospital shift had dragged on longer than expected, and now the moonless night hung heavy around her like a weighted shroud, thick with silence and the eerie rustle of desert wind. Her gas gauge flashed red, jolting her already frayed nerves, and she squinted into the distance until salvation emerged. A dimly lit, aging gas station with a buzzing sign that flickered between open and nothing at all. Gravel crunched under her tires as she pulled into the lot, parking beside a rusty pump surrounded by cracked concrete and looming shadows. The store behind the pump was barely alive. A dusty glass door, a single flickering security light, and a young cashier inside lost in a world of scrolling thumbs and glowing screens. Lauren stepped out, stretched her aching limbs, and breathed in the scent of old oil, gasoline, and something more metallic, like rust or the edge of danger. As she swiped her card and began fueling, the night seemed to tighten its grip around her, the silence pressing in until it shattered with the sudden rising growl of engines in the distance, deep, guttural, and fast approaching. Her stomach knotted. Then they arrived, 7 motorcycles, gliding into the station in synchronized formation, like a pack of wolves on chrome, headlights slicing the dark, tires hissing as they came to a stop in a half circle around her car. The riders wore heavy leather, some with symbols stitched across their jackets, skulls, flames, snakes, and their faces were masked by scruff, sunglasses, and expressions that made her instincts scream. The leader dismounted first, a towering man with a jagged scar from jaw to temple and a voice like gravel. "Pretty late to be alone, sweetheart," he said, not kindly. She said nothing, only replaced the gas nozzle and walked toward the store with her shoulders squared. The sound of boots followed, slow, deliberate, menacing. Inside, the clerk didn't even glance up. She bought a water bottle with trembling fingers and turned back only to find her path to the car blocked. The men had moved closer, fanned out. Her SUV was surrounded, the tall man now leaning against her driver's side door, arms folded like he was waiting for a punchline. "Where you headed in such a rush?" he asked, voice low, mocking. "You in a hurry to get away from us?" Lauren ignored him, clicked her key fob, and got into the car quickly, locking the doors before her hand could even leave the handle. Her heart thundered, but she forced her breathing to slow, just enough to think. The man tapped on her window, slowly, rhythmically, then leaned in so close she could see the ridges of old knife scars along his neck. "You're being real unfriendly," he said, voice flat now. Another biker slammed a palm against the back of the car. Another whistled. Her vision narrowed. She grabbed her phone, held it high, screen lit with 911 already entered. "I'm not alone," she said loud enough for them to hear through the glass. "And I'm not scared." That was only half true, but her voice was steady, and her eyes didn't waver. The tall man's smirk faded slightly as he registered the screen. Then, with her other hand, Lauren reached slowly into her bag and pulled out a compact metallic object, her flashlight, sleek and cylindrical, but shaped just enough like a weapon to make the uncertain hesitate. "Move," she said, voice like ice. "Now." The tension snapped like a live wire, the men exchanged glances, cocky grins faltering, and then the piercing beam of headlights swung across the lot as a large pickup truck pulled in, an older couple peering out, mouths agape at the sight of leather-clad bikers circling a lone woman's car. The spell broke. The leader growled something under his breath, kicked his boot against the curb, and barked a command. One by one, they mounted their bikes, engines rumbling back to life, and peeled out into the night with a deafening roar, swallowed again by the dark road that had birthed them. In the aftermath, Lauren sat frozen behind the wheel, muscles shaking from adrenaline, eyes wide, hands gripping the steering wheel as if it were the only solid thing left in the world. And then, slowly, she breathed. Not a sob, not a breakdown, just a breath. Calm, certain, alive. That night, beneath the grim hum of a forgotten gas station's lights, she had faced something primal and terrifying and refused to yield. Her weapon wasn't steel or muscle, but the unshakable will to stay grounded when everything around her threatened to pull her under. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, "Not today." And sometimes that's enough. If you like the video, please subscribe to the Story Hub and press the bell icon so you never miss a new update. Thanks for watching.